G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome to vlog number 23. This episode we're going to see a bit of my comedy act, very much an amateur. It went okay, but I did stuff up a little bit at the start. I came in too early when I actually had people laughing, so my timing was a little bit out, and when I watched the video back there was a couple of bits I missed, but yeah, overall not too bad. But tell me what you think in the comments. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the length of these videos. I think the last one went over 20 minutes. I think I'm probably getting a bit long there. So we're going to cut this one down, hopefully under 15 minutes. Again, let me know in the comments what you think about the time frame. What's the best amount of time to run these videos? And also the other thing, a little update on my weight loss. Going alright. I was 143, a disgusting 143. Weighed in yesterday, 137. I've been cutting out all my sugars and carbs, plus I've just about to finish a 4-day water fast. Sounds a bit crazy, but it's actually pretty good for you. I feel $1 million, even though I haven't eaten for about 3.5 days. But feeling good, and yeah, hopefully I can keep it up a bit. When I come off of that, I'm just going to cut back on down on the carbs and the sugars, and try an intermittent fast, so try and just eat once a day and see how we go. Again, thanks for watching. Get in early, press the subscribe button, click the like button, all those buttons, whatever you have to do, and help me get a few more subscribers. So let's go ahead and watch this comedy show. Okay guys, just finished. Went pretty good. I haven't done it for about 6 weeks. I was a bit nervous for some reason, I don't know. But I think it went pretty good. Probably looked, didn't have my timing real good, I don't think, tonight. So a couple of little fuck ups, but I think it was okay. So I haven't checked the video yet, but I'll put it on the vlog, and you guys can abuse me if it was shit. So just going to go back in there now. I've got a couple of friends that are up. An ex-friend from the casino I worked with 20 years ago, their daughter's having a run tonight, so I'm going to go and watch her, watch a couple of the other comedians, then head to the casino and have a little game of poker. G'day guys, how's it going?
Good.
Woohoo! That's right, I'm a cab driver. Last fair dinkum Australian cab driver left in Adelaide. So tonight you got the angry cabbie. I'm going to tell you everything that pisses me off about being a cab driver. And the main thing that annoys me is customers. Every time you get in the cab, you ask the same bloody questions. How's your night been? What time did you get started? Have you been busy? As if any of you actually give a fuck. So this is what I do now. As soon as someone gets in the cab, I tell them straight off, I'm having a good night. I started at 6. I've been busy. I've been driving a cab for 16 years. My blood group's A positive. I got circumcised at birth. I'm knocking off at 6 in the morning. Now sit down and shut the fuck up. But not only am I a taxi driver, I'm also a taxi trainer. So before they get into the main course, they've actually got to do a bit of an English assessment. It's a written one, and we get some really weird answers. So one of the questions is, can you tell us the shortest, most direct route from the Adelaide Casino to Glenelg? This guy's written down, yes I can. One of the other questions is, how long have you been driving a car in South Australia? This bloke wrote down 300 kilometres. I'm thinking to myself, these guys, they're going to make fantastic cab drivers. But things that piss me off, runners, people that get out of the cab and go running off without paying. Why would anyone do a run against me? Look at me. What am I going to do? I've got a slow waddle, that's about it. Yet perfectly fit young people will go running off thinking that I'm some kind of sportsman or something. Much easier just to get out and say, we're not going to pay you, you fat bastard. Picked up these two ladies the other day. The lady sitting in the front seat next to me was visiting from New Zealand. She was going to a friend's place at Glenelg. Her friend was sitting in the seat straight behind me. Now, halfway in this trip back to Glenelg, the New Zealand bird turns around to me. Well, I thought she was talking to me, and she says, I can't wait to get home and sit on your dick and have a smoke. I didn't understand her either. She meant deck, as in balcony. I told her I don't actually like women that smoke. If she's prepared to face the other way, I'll give it a go. Yeah, weird things. I've got this really bad habit that every time I pick up a blind person with a guide dog, I start talking with an Indian accent. I'm not even too sure why I do it. I think I'm a little bit scared that if I was to talk in my normal accent, they're going to wonder where the fuck they are. They're going to think they've been kidnapped or something. And most times I actually get away with it, but you should see the dog. The dog looks up at me like I'm some kind of fucking Fruit Loop. Picked up this Japanese guy the other week from Modbury, wanted to go to the airport. We're driving down the road. This Honda car went flying past us. Japanese guy looks at me and goes, Honda, made in Japan, very, very fast. Yeah, right, mate. A bit further down the road, this Toyota went flying past us. Again, Toyota, made in Japan, very, very fast. He's starting to piss me off a little bit by now. Anyway, we get nearly to the airport and this Yamaha went flying past us. Again, Yamaha, made in Japan, very, very fast. That one did piss me off, it was a fucking piano. Anyway, we eventually get to the airport and we get there and I tell him that'll be $65. He looks at me and goes, taxi fare to airport, very, very expensive. I said, yeah, mate, see that down there? That taxi meter, made in Japan, very, very fast. Thank you, Martin, thanks a lot. So I just finished up the comedy show, had a few beers with some mates. I think it went okay. Heading to the casino now. They've had a tournament. It's a Tuesday night, so they have a tournament. So there should be a few people that have been kicked out of that. So I'm hoping there's about at least 2 or 3 tables going. So we'll go see what's happening. So on the list, guys, I'm 4 back, 3 tables run at the moment. Should be some new dealers coming in probably within the next half an hour and start up another table. So hopefully get going pretty soon. So just 3 hand reviews I'm going to do. It was a short session after the comedy night. Rocked up, had a few beers after the comedy show with a few blokes, and then went to the casino. It was their tournament night, Tuesday night, so there was 2 tables going plus the tournament. They were down to the final table there. 2-2 game, and it was a bit of a short session, so just 3 hand reviews we're going to do. There was one hand that I'm not going to play on here, was when about the second hand of the night I got dealt a pair of 2s. There was a raise of $55 and 2 other callers. Now, I folded. I'm not too sure. Let me know what you think. Maybe it was because I just sat down and I was just getting the feel of things. Maybe I played too tight. Maybe there was enough value there with 3 callers to maybe play the 2s, but I think I still did the right thing, folding the 2s. As it was, a 2 came on the flop and a 2 came on the river, so I would have made quad 2s. So, but I think folding was still the right thing. Not too sure. Maybe the value was there, but anyway, we folded it, and that's the way it goes. This first hand, I'm up against this Asian guy. He's got knocked out of the tournament. He's been sitting at the table for about half an hour, and he's just going all in. He kept rebuying for about $100, and he's going all in and losing, then building it up a bit, and just whenever it seemed like he had an ace, he was just going all in. So I was sort of waiting for my turn with him, and I end up getting a nice hand here of ace queen. He just goes all in for his $85 he had at the time. I put a re-raise in just to isolate. I just wanted to be a heads up against this guy. He turns over ace 4, so I thought I was looking pretty good. Somehow he jagged us straight on the river, so I end up losing the pot. So with this next hand, I'm back in middle position, and I run into the crazy Asian guy again. He raises to 25 from under the gun, which I thought was a bit weird because he'd been going all in all the time. So I didn't know that many had a real good hand or just an average one, but I end up calling, and there's about 4 of us see the flop. Flop's pretty handy for me. I flopped the queen. Don't know what he had, but he just all of a sudden goes all in for his 135. I end up raising it so I can isolate, get rid of the other player, which happens, and he turns over ace 10, so I end up getting me queen, then the 7, so I actually filled up, and that was the end of him for the night. He packed up and was gone. Okay, with this last hand, guys, I run into a young guy who's probably, if I had to work out if there was any professionals playing at Adelaide Casino, he's probably one of them. He's been pretty well there every time I've been to a game, and he seems to play pretty solid the few times I've been on his tables. I think someone told me he has got another job. I think he runs a few little poker tournaments at some of the hotels and the pubs. So he's a reasonably good player, although on this night he seemed to be a fair bit on tilt. He just was doing some wild betting. He did a big bluff to a young guy next to me a couple of hands before this one, and yeah, he just must have been down a bit over for the night. Obviously I got there pretty late at 11 o'clock, so I didn't really see what was happening, but he seemed to be just playing a little bit different than he normally does. So I got stuck into this hand with him where I got dealt ace of clubs, queen of clubs, so a pretty good hand there. It gets around to me. I put in a raise up to $17. We get 3 other guys that stay in for the ride, including the young guy in seat 4. Flop's pretty good for me. I get my flush draw. I get a gutser straight, needing a 10 for the gutser. So they check back to me. I do a continuation bet of $45, which gets rid of 2 of the other players and leaves me up against the young guy. Who ends up calling. The turn, pretty good card, ends up being a 9 of clubs. So nice card for me. What happens next, though, is all a little bit stupid, and I don't think I played it right. I've got the nuts sitting there. This young guy all of a sudden donk bets. I'll play it in a minute, but usually it goes through too quick and it's finished by the time I finish talking, so I'll just hold it back before I play the rest of it. But he all of a sudden donk bets $65, which confused me a fair bit. I just knew he was chasing and he's trying to represent the clubs. Now, I think I played this hand completely wrong, as I ended up raising, where I should have just called. I should have stayed in the tank a little bit longer and then just called. I'm pretty sure I would have got him going again at it after the flop, and then we might have got a bit more out of him. But I did the stupid thing and raised it to $150, which is probably a good thing if it was in other circumstances, and maybe even him when he was playing good. It's probably worth doing, just in case he had trips or something like that. But with him being on tilt, I think it was bad play, and I probably should have just called and let him fire again on the river and then gone in for the raise. As it was, he went into the tank after I raised him, and it was a pretty, what I'd call a fake tank, as he was never going to call me. He was just in there trying to make us think that he had something decent. Pretty sure he had rubbish. And he ends up chucking them in, and I end up winning a nice pot, but I'm pretty sure I could have done better out of it. Okay guys, just finished the short session then, 2 hours, got in at 11, it's about 1 o'clock now. Nice little run, in for 300, out for $251, so a nice little profit there of $251. Show you these little chips here. Not happy with the way I played. I had a couple of hands where I probably bet too much, not too sure, nut flush, guy was trying to bluff me, and I raised him probably too much and he folded. I reckon he would have gone again, but you never know, he might have had trips, board pairs on stuff, so second thoughts, might have played it right, not too sure. But yeah, nice little session there. Going to head back to the van now. Camp, need to get home. I've got running a training school tomorrow morning, so starting that at 8:45, so we'll go get a couple of hours sleep. Probably put my comedy session on here. I haven't watched the video yet. I had a friend taped it for me on the phone, so I might check it out and see if it's funny first. But I was actually a bit nervous tonight up there. I don't know what happened tonight. I don't know, just I hadn't done anything, a show for 6 weeks, and maybe because I had a few mates there, so I don't know. I think my timing was off a little bit, so we'll put that up next. Leave some comments in the comment section below what you thought of my comedy thing. I'm very much a amateur, but I get a bit of a thrill out of it, so tell me what you think. Catch you guys later.